what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this month's top 10 list, we're doing the top 10 rarest figures in my collection. Now, some of these figures are a lot rarer than others, and some of these are relatively attainable. They're just coming in at a really high price point these days, so it kind of varies from figure to figure. That's why I'm not doing it in any particular order. And some days you'll never even see these guys, and sometimes you'll see a couple of them at a time. You never know. It kind of bounces up and down the way the market is. But most of these are particularly hard to find. And the fun thing about this list is at the end, I'll be doing just a little bit of a giveaway. You have to be in the US to participate because I don't want to mail things internationally. It's a pain in the butt. But all you have to do to participate in this is be subscribed to the channel and comment in the comment section below. And I will contact you at the end. I'll just select a comment at random and then you will win the prize. Okay, so that'll do it, guys. Let's go ahead and get right into the list, starting with number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have the Marvel Legends Flatman figure, which is not really so much a figure, but it counts because it has the official Marvel Legends branding and it is appropriate for the character. It was only available, as far as I know anyway, in one particular issue of one particular comic, and I'm guessing most people didn't even care about it at the time. I don't think it was ever seriously collected, so they're pretty hard to find. So if you do want to have a complete Marvel Legends collection, you're gonna need to have one of these in it. It just might not be too easy to find. In at number 9, we have the D-Arts limited edition Rockman or Mega Man X comic version. Now this guy is relatively easy to find these days. It's just a matter of if you're willing to pay for it. For a while it kind of dried up completely. You couldn't find them very much at all, and if you did, they weren't necessarily that expensive. But now it's kind of gone the other way to where they're relatively easy to come by. You can usually find one on eBay, but they are generally a lot more expensive. So it's still pretty rare, and there aren't too many people that have it in their collection. Coming in at number 8, we have a Soda Streetfighter Gen figure, but this is the black variant, which was Japanese exclusive, which made it very hard to come by in the first place. But then on top of that, they had all those issues with counterfeiting and bootlegs, and so those ended up making them stateside. So because of that, most people ended up getting bootlegs if they were getting those black Gen figures, and they didn't end up getting the legit one. So it made it even harder to find a real one, and even if you could, it was extremely expensive. And nowadays they've all but disappeared. You can't really find them at all. And that's true for most soda variants, but this one in particular is probably one of the hardest ones to come by. Number 7 on the list goes to the Shocker Toys Indie Spotlight The Tick figure. And this one's really hard to come by because the people making the figure were really shady and did some strange things that were not necessarily ethical, and the line kind of just disappeared, and then they kind of got reissued later on by another company who picked up the license. It was just a very weird thing, but for a while there you could find them, but then they've all completely dried up. There's just basically impossible to find them. I mean, every once in a while one pops up on eBay, but other than that, you couldn't even count on finding one. It's just, they're really, really hard to come by. Occasionally, like a collector booth at a convention might have one or something like that, but that's about it. In at number 6, we have the Robot Damashi Tallgeese 2, which is one of my favorite Gundam designs out of all of them, and it's not that hard to come by anymore. It was for a while. This is kind of a weird thing that seems to be consistent. I hadn't thought about it really before, but a lot of these figures dry up completely for a little while. They don't go that expensive though, so when one pops up, it's not too bad. But then they start to show up even more frequently, like this one right now. I'm pretty sure you could find them on eBay, but I'm pretty sure the prices are going to be pretty high. Of course, that varies from time to time, but it's just an interesting release. It wasn't exclusive, and it is relatively hard to come by, and one of the more sought-after Robot Damashi figures. Coming in at number 5, we have a Joyride Master Chief figure. Now this is the Master Chief from Halo 1, but this is the one in the light green, which only came in an exclusive 2-pack tin, which came with a Halo 2 Master Chief figure. Now the tin for a while wasn't too hard to find, but I haven't been able to find one in a very long time, and this is a particularly sought after Master Chief figure just because it has kind of a different look to it than the more traditional dark green from the Joyride line. Coming in at number 4, I'm gonna do a twofer. We have Beast Wars, X9 Ravage, and C16 Dinobot. Both of these guys are very hard to come by in general, But when you do find them, they are extremely expensive, especially Ravage. Dinobot has come down in price significantly lately for obvious reasons, but Ravage is one of those where I think, at least for a long time, it's probably going to stay pretty pricey. So I mean, I'm definitely partial to the Beast Wars, but these guys are two of my grails, and I think it's true probably for a lot of people. They're not easy to come by, and if you do find them, it's going to cost you quite a bit. Coming in at number 3 on this list, we have what might be the most controversial action figure to hit store shelves in a while. This is, of course, the naked Cheetah figure, and it was just a running variant, nothing particularly special about it, other than its particularly spicy nature. She looks like she's kind of naked, even though she's covered in spots and is Cheetah. People didn't like that, and stores wouldn't carry them, and it was a problem because she's technically naked, and well, it's a naked action figure that doesn't have any jiggly bits or anything like that, so I don't personally get the big deal, but it is very hard to find this figure, so it had to make the list. Number 2 on this list goes to the, not quite a Marvel Legends, but Marvel Legends Dragon Man. This is one of those offshoot lines that had classics in the name. I think it was Fantastic Four Classics or something like that. I don't remember anymore. But this guy's really, really hard to find. So hard, in fact, that they started making bootlegs of him, which is kind of disappointing. Now, if you go on eBay, you can find the knockoffs. They're still kind of charging a lot for a knockoff. But if you're looking for a genuine one, they're even harder to come by now than they were before. It's a really cool figure. It kind of harkens back to a time when the figures were so unique and interesting in their own right, rather than just everything being on the same mold over and over again. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This thing's a really hard to find figure. It's really cool, and I had to put it on the list. And of course, I'm sure many of you guessed it, number 1 on this list is the batch of clear soda figures. These guys, as you've probably heard me mention in a couple, or maybe only one other video, are incredibly hard to find. So hard, in fact, that the people they were intended for didn't even get them in most cases. These were made for employees. These were employee exclusive figures back when soda was still around. And even most of the employees didn't get these due to issues at the factory, so they're all but impossible to find. I only know of 2 sets in the world as of right now, 2 complete sets. I know a few times a couple have popped up on eBay and people have 1 or 2 here and there, but I don't know of more than mine and 1 other set that's complete. I'm not even sure if the ex-owner of Soda Toys has a set. So it's probably impossible to find these at this point, or at least to cobble together a batch, unless you find somebody who happens to have them, which is either me or the one other guy who wants to sell them. And I know I'm not selling, and I know he's not selling, so I'm not sure, but I don't think these are even attainable at this point. So they obviously had to make the list. Alrighty guys, that's the list. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Remember, if you want to be entered to win the giveaway, you must comment, you must also be subscribed, and you must be in the US. That's it. That's all it takes. I'll contact you, you give me your address, and then you can potentially win the prize. And the prize is the Marvel Legends Flatman. I happen to have a spare one, and I'm gonna go ahead and just give it away. It's probably the least attainable out of all of these things, only because it was probably never collected seriously. So that's what we're giving away. I know some people are going to complain that it's only a fake action figure, but you know what? It's free, so stop complaining. Anyway, guys, let me know what your 10 rarest figures are, assuming you have 10. If not, just let me know what your rarest figure is. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you have ideas for the next top 10 list, you can also leave that in your comment. It doesn't have to be action figure related. It can be anything pop culture related, and we can maybe make a list out of that. So, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe, because I do have new videos up every single day. And in the meantime, keep collecting.